Okay, good morning everybody. I hope everybody's having a really nice day today. The sun is shining, so what's there to complain about, I guess? So today we're gonna do a brief strength and balance workout. So it's gonna be really simple. All you need is a light set of dumbbells. I have a set of 5s here, and then a chair for balance and assistance for some of the exercises. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll get started. So we're gonna start with a brief warm up as well. Get that whole body ready to move and ready to activate. So we're gonna start with some simple shoulder rolls. So we're just gonna do about 10 of these forward and 10 of these backwards. So really just feel your shoulders loosen up and get that stress and strain off of your neck. I'm sure everybody's a little tired of looking at their screens here all the time, so we want to make sure that we really stretch out and loosen up that upper body. So let's do a couple more here, and then switch directions. So let's bring our shoulders forward. Do about 3 more here. Feel that whole upper back loosen up. And then we're gonna take this into an upright row. So just no weight, just bring those arms up and back down. Feel that back kind of lengthen. Keep that core nice and tight and engaged. Throughout all these exercises, it's really key. You want to make sure you keep that belly button to the spine. Really want to keep a good stabilization all throughout the core, throughout all of these exercises, especially as we get into some balance exercises. So we're doing about 10 of these here. It's kind of nice to open up the shoulders, loosen everything up. Okay, great. So now we're gonna start warming up, activating that lower body. We're gonna do a little bit of balance with this one, not too much, but just kind of get our bodies moving, get ourselves ready for some balance exercises. So we're just gonna start and we're gonna do side to side heel raises. So just take a step to the side, bring those heels up to the butt. This is a really good exercise because it really starts to activate that lower body. We're gonna stretch through, we're getting a nice stretch through the quads, activate your hamstrings, get a little balance on each side as you go. Keep that arms swinging, moving by your sides, keeping that upper body active. Doing about 10 on each side here. And if you can't get your heel all the way to your butt, no worries. Just get it up as far as is comfortable. You want to continue to listen to your body throughout this workout and not try and test any limits. Just get that body moving, that's all that matters. Just about 2 more here on each side. Nice work. Okay, so now we're gonna do another exercise, one last warm-up exercise that's gonna also activate and engage some balance here. So we're gonna do an arm raise and then an alternating leg lift. So as we lift up our arms, we're gonna lift up one of our legs and then come back down. So this is a nice, again, exercise to really activate that core, activate all those lower leg muscles as you take one foot off the ground and have the other one stay stabilized. Again, keeping that upper body active as well. Moving throughout this motion. It's definitely a good one to keep that core nice and tight. Again, belly button to the spine, really important throughout all these balance exercises. Also helps if you have a point of reference to look at as you're doing any kind of balance exercise. It's nice and easy. Finish up, we'll do about 2 more here, 1 on each side. Great. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the strength portion of our workout. So we're gonna start with a really simple deadlift to an upright row. So we can take both of our dumbbells here. So when we're doing a deadlift, it's really important that we keep our back flat and focus on hinging from the hips. So I'm gonna do this from the side so you can have a good visualization of what you want your form to look like. But really, it's just a nice, easy drop down. We want to keep those knees soft, and we want to track our arms down our legs. Keep that back nice and flat, and then we're going to come lift up, squeeze the glutes as you come up, and then into an upright row. Now it's really important to focus on keeping this movement nice, slow, and controlled. Don't want to go too fast through any movements. Just move at your own pace. This is a great exercise to work your whole posterior chain here. We're getting some glute activation, lots of hamstring work. But then we're also working that upper body and that lower back. Do this as a nice compound movement to focus first deadlift and then upright row. And again, throughout this movement, keep that core nice and engaged. As you go down, bring it back up. Let's do 1 more here. Great, nice work. So now you can set down one of those dumbbells. We're just going to take one here in our hand. So this is going to be also a combination of a strength and a balance exercise. And we have a couple of ways you can modify this if it's a little bit too challenging. So you're going to take this weight and you're going to bring it up to the corner to one side. And what we're going to do here is a standing crunch. So we're going to bring that opposite leg or knee up and really focus on engaging that core. So we're really relying on that opposite leg to stabilize us here as we bring our knee to our chest and bring our weight to our chest. So again, focusing on keeping that nice, strong core. And now if that's too much, doing some lateral movement, and that's a little too difficult for your balance, you can do this in a neutral position. So again, just bringing the knee to the chest and the weight to the chest. If that's too much for your balance as well, you can just focus on bringing this weight up and down for a couple, and then maybe reintroduce that opposite leg. So we're doing about 10 of these on each side, whichever modification works best for you and for your balance. Let's do 2 more here. Really feel all those lower leg muscles working super hard in this movement for sure. Great. So now what we're going to do, this next one is going to be a squat to an overhead press. So another nice compound movement. If you want to use your weights, you can. If you want to do just body weight, you can do that as well. I'm going to pick up the weights. And this is another one that can be modified in various ways based off of how you're feeling today or where you're at. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our weights just right up by our chest, or if we don't have any weights, then just put your hands up by your chest. We're going to focus on keeping those feet about hip width distance apart, and we're going to squat down And then we're gonna bring this up and we're gonna do an alternating press with our arms. So key here when you're doing a squat, right, you wanna make sure that you're not sinking too far down. You don't wanna go beyond your limit here. You can do about a half squat or a quarter squat, whatever works best for you. But again, focus on keeping that back nice and flat. Make sure that you want your knees to stay in front of your toes, right, when you're doing a squat. But don't worry too much about how far down you get, right? You just want to go to whatever is comfortable and really focus on that form. So again, this is another great compound movement. We're working a lot of different muscle groups as we do this exercise. Focus on keeping a nice tight core. Really fundamental part of all of our strength work. Now, if that compound movement is a little bit too much for you, you can do just an alternating press. Take away that that squat. It's just overhead press, really nice, simple, starting at 90, moving all the way above your head. Again, slow and controlled. Or you can just do the squat. So a lot of different variations you can take with this. So that's a great movement. Again, good compound movement, but it also allows for a lot of different modifications to meet you where you're at. So that's it for our strength portions. Now we're gonna get into some of our balance exercises. So what we're gonna do for this one, again, if you need a chair or a stool or something for some balance assistance, you can have that right by your side. But what we're gonna start with is we're just gonna do a one leg swing. So again, swing, not crazy swing, right? We're not going overboard. We're just gonna stand on one leg. So again, really getting some stabilizer muscles there on that leg. I'm starting with my left, but you can start with whichever you'd like. We're gonna do about 10 swings forward and backward. So we're just gonna bring that leg back and bring it forward. We can keep our arms out to the side if that helps aid our balance here. If we wanna keep our arms at our hips, whatever works best for you. Again, really key to keep that core nice and stable and strong, belly button to your spine. Try to focus on keeping that neutral alignment in your hips. Try not to tilt too much to one side. That can be a little tricky, especially when you're relying on all those muscles on that left leg. As you go back too, you can focus on getting a nice squeeze through that glute. Let's do one more here. Okay, switch sides. Nice work. It's definitely requires a lot of focus, concentration. This is a good one, again, if you've got something you can look at. Right now, I'm looking right at my camera screen, but if you've got maybe a clock on your wall or a vase or something that you can pinpoint your eyes right on is really helpful when you're doing any of these balance exercises. Keep that core engaged. Let's do 2 more here on this side. Focus on that glute squeeze as you go back. Nice work. Okay. So the next one that we're gonna do is we're gonna put our heel of one leg to our toe of another. So I'm gonna back up so you can see what I'm doing here. So I have my feet in line. So I've got my toe up against my heel here. I'm gonna put my arms out. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna look in different directions. So this is a really good one where you can challenge yourself. If you're super advanced with your balance, you can close your eyes while you do it. It's very tough. You're going to start by just doing look to the right, look forward, look to the left, look forward, look up, neutral, and then down and neutral. So again, you can close your eyes if you're really advanced and really ready for that challenge. If not, keep your eyes open. I'm not advanced enough for the challenge, but it's a good progressive one to work on. Again, with your balance, keep one vision point to look at, and that's a really good key for keeping your core engaged and keeping your balance really strong. So the last one we're going to do here are some hip openers. So what you're going to do is you're just going to stand on one leg. I'm going to start again with my left leg, and I'm just going to roll open my right hip. So pretend there's a small hurdle that I'm bringing my foot over, bringing it back down to a neutral stance. And don't worry too much about how high you can get that leg. It's really just about opening up that hip, focusing on, again, that balance as you're lifting one leg off the ground. Again, you can keep your arms out to the sides, or you can bring them down to your hips. So let's switch sides. Get a couple hip openers on this side as well. This is also kind of a nice way to cool it down here. Really focus on engaging that core again. Nice, strong center. That's what it's all about. Really important to work our balance as often as we can. Let's do one more here. Great work. So that's a really nice, simple exercise or series of exercises you can do, and you can go and you can take these and do a couple more rounds of them if you're ready, if you're feeling up for it. But that was a nice, very short, simple, sweet strength and balance workout.